session Raju's gas chromatography. Today I will explain how to quantify triethyleamine in drug substance, as well as same method we can apply for drug products also. For example, when we are developing the analyte by GC, we need to consider these points. The first one is nature of the analyte is very important, and boiling point also very important, and the structure also very important, and one more, volatile nature. First of all, we'll take the triethyleamine TEA. That nature of the analyte, it comes under basic nature, and that boiling point is 89. This is the structure, and volatile nature means it will easily volatile by gas chromatography, and it will come very good response by GC. If it comes to by quantification, these two techniques we can utilize by gas chromatography. One is headspace, one is liquid injection. When we can analyze by headspace, when we can analyze by liquid. First, we give preference by headspace. It will come very easily, and we can get good response also. And if any difficulty is there by headspace, then we can go to liquid injection. For example, when we are analyzing by headspace, just we can take the sample or standard can dissolve in NMP. The NMP means N-methyl pyridine. The NMP contains 1% of pipergine, means 1 gram of pipergine dissolved in 100 ml of NMP. This solution we can take as a diluent. Okay. For example, you can take the triethyleamine, dissolve in this diluent. We can prepare up to, for example, 5000 ppm. This 5000 ppm we can transfer into headspace vial. Then we can analyze by gas chromatography. When we are analyzing by gas chromatography, we can consider the headspace parameters like, means incubation temperature 80 degrees, incubation time is 20 minutes, needle temperature is 100 degrees, transfer line temperature is 120 degrees. Okay. By column wise, you can use or DB1 or DB5 or 35 or CP1. DB1 means 100% dimethyl polysiloxane, DB5 means 5% phenyl, 95% dimethyl polysiloxane, DB35 means 35% phenyl, remaining are dimethyl polysiloxane. This CP1 is actually prepared, is manufactured especially for MS. This column also available at market. You can use any column for quantification of triethyleamine by gas chromatography. Okay. If it comes to temperature or oven program, you can consider based on your analytes present in your sample, that we can choose our starting temperature 40 or 50, ramp 10 degrees, up to you can go 220 degrees based on your column maximum temperature. Split we can consider or 5 or 10 based on our required response. Okay. If it comes to sample, for example, sample contain free form, sample contain base form or salt form. This type of nature is available in market. For example, if comes up your sample is free form, then simply you can take the 0.1 gram sample in headspace vial, add 1 ml of diluent, then analyze through headspace. If it comes to this method is working or not, then you come to add, instead of 1 ml diluent, you can add 1 ml of standard solution. How to confirm the method? For example, you can inject standard. For example, you are getting 1000 area. If the sample contains 100 area, recovery means spiking of standard solution sample comes to 110 area, means your method means recovery you are getting 100%. This recovery you can consider 80 to 120%. When we are getting the spiking 80 to 120, your method is working or method is good method. Then you can consider, you can analyze triethyleamine through headspace when your sample is having free form or base form or solid form. If it comes to liquid, sometimes headspace method is very difficult to analyze. Then it comes to liquid. By liquid injection, sample simply dissolve in suitable solvent like methanol, MDC, acetone or ethyl acetate. Whichever solvent is suitable for your drug substance, that is very important. Then solubility also very important. If a drug is soluble in methanol or MDC or acetone or ethyl acetate, you can consider any solvent for the quantification of triethyleamine by gas chromatography. If samples contain base form or salt form, for base form also you can consider same technique. But when we are analyzing by salt form, but this direct solubility method it will not work, because when sample contains salt, that recovery 99% fail, it will not pass, because the triethyleamine it react with salt, recovery you cannot get peak. For example, this is the MDC peak, this is triethyleamine. If when we are spiked the sample in triethyleamine, that peak will not elute or it will elute very low response. To improve the recovery part, we need to go the extraction technique. Extraction technique means sample compulsory we need to dissolve in base solution. For example, base solution can take the 1 normal NaOH solution. For example, here if you take 0.1 gram or 0.3 gram or 0.5 gram sample, this is sample weight is based on your requirement of quantification level. For example, sometimes we can quantify 5000 ppm or sometimes 1000 ppm or sometimes 100 ppm. Based on specification level, you can increase the sample concentration at 0.1 or 0.3 or 0.5. Initially, the sample we need to dissolve in 1 normal sodium hydroxide, then we can extract with suitable solvent. With that suitable solvent, compulsory we need to separate from sodium hydroxide. Here we can consider MDC or ethyl acetate or chloroform, because these three solvents it will separate from NaOH solution. Okay. Now you can take the sample. How to extract everything? So you can stay one, then you can dissolve one normal NaOH. It will completely dissolve sample. Then you can add 3 ml of MDC. Now the layers, for example, to be taken glass tube or centrifuge tube or separating for water it may be. This is these 2 layers. That one is NaOH layer, upper layer. The lower layer is MDC. If you extract ethyl acetate, that will come. This is the NaOH, that is ethyl acetate. This is the upper layer. If you extract MTBE, methyl tertiary butyl ether, this is the MTBE, this is the NaOH. These 4 solvents we can extract the triethyleamine for the quantification of triethyleamine when it is present in sample. This is the basic form. Now, if it comes to oven program, what are the existing oven program we have used? That same program we can apply for extraction method also. Here also we can use DB1 column or a DB5 column or a DB35 or CP1. This simple technique we can use for the quantification of triethyleamine in drug substance. Same method we can apply for drug substance also. This is a very simple quantification. There is no difficult because all members are knows for triethyleamine how to quantify, but I am giving some explanation how to quantify. Here especially we need to analyze important. By liquid injection there is no issue. Carryover also it will not come. You can inject in between blank, that will not come. But when we are analyzing by headspace, this is the important. When we are adding pipergene by headspace, because we are preparing 1% of pipergene in NMP. This pipergene it will work. It will reduce the carryover from injection to injection. How it will reduce the carryover from injection to injection? This pipergene, first of all, it will bind with transfer line. It minimizes the carryover of triethyleamine from injection to injection. Means that pipergene it bind to transfer line, then triethyleamine it will not carry from injection to injection. This is the most important when we are adding the pipergene in quantification of triethyleamine. This is the simple technique. Thank you, friends.